There'll be girls across the nation that'll eat this up. Babe, I know that it's your soul, but could you bottle it up? Get down to the heart of it. No, it's my heart. You're shit out of your luck. Don't make me tell you again. Woo! Love, love, love. Hey. Love, 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 love. I do it, love. Love, love, love.
Guys, if you could see how I have set this up right now. Are we ready to have another little chat? So, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Let me shut the window. Basically, in today's video, I thought it would be nice to have another little chat with you guys about life, personal things, girl things, things like that. Because I did the boy talk video a couple of weeks ago and I had so many messages, people asking for advice, people saying how much they appreciated it, how much they enjoyed it, how much they liked listening to me talk about things. So, sorry. That is what I'm going to do today. However, we are going to do a chat more aimed around girly problems, things like periods, contraception kind of things. That's it really, like my story of periods and contraception and stuff like that. Because as I was growing up, I was really fortunate to have 3 older sisters and my mum, who I was able to be very open with. My mum's always known everything that's going on in my life, as do my sisters. It's hard for them not to find out about things. I thought it would be good to make this video, not that I'm like an advice queen. That camera's really wonky. Is that better? Not that I'm incredible at advice or anything like that, but I thought it would be good for girls that maybe don't have parents to talk to or sisters to talk to or even brothers or anything like that. As yeah, I feel as though I would have really struggled if I didn't have the people I had around me to talk to. So this video might get a little bit TMI, it might be a bit personal, it might be a bit, I don't know. But if you're not interested in things like this, then obviously that's fine. I'm not going to make you watch it, but I just thought it would be nice to have a chat about my life, my stories, things like that, to make girls that maybe are a bit younger or even older feel more comfortable with things like that. So let's start when I was just starting to not hit puberty but have periods and things like that. So I started my period when I had just turned 12, I think. No, maybe 13. I think I was 12. I remember it was New Year's Eve, that's all I remember, and I was either in year 7 or year 8, I can't actually entirely remember. But I was quite young when I got my period. Compared to some girls I was quite young, compared to some girls I was quite old. It's normal to start your period whenever. I had friends that started it in primary school, but I also had friends that didn't start until about year 11. So honestly, it's normal. However, I was about 12 years old, and at this point I had just... I don't really want to talk about this person too much, but it relates to the story. So I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time. I was with him for quite a while, and I was with him from the ages of like 12, 13 until about 14, 15, where your body's changing, where you're wanting to do different things and you're getting your period and things like that. So yeah, I started my period when I was 12 years old, which meant obviously I could get pregnant. And I was in a relationship, and I know I was 12, but we'll carry on in a sec. But yeah, I started my period, and luckily I was very open, and I can remember exactly how it started. And I remember that I was so nervous as how my mum, before I'd started, so like going through primary school and I was doing sex education and things like that, I was terrified. I used to literally sit up at night like, how the hell am I going to tell my mum? Like, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I, like, honestly, it used to play around my head constantly. However, when I started, oh, it was completely different. I was in my toilet, my friend Daisy was there. I remember this so clearly. I literally went for a wee and we just ran from her house to my house. It was hammering down with rain and it was New Year's Eve, and I literally pulled down my trousers and I was like, oh my god, Daisy, and she was like, well, I'm on my period. So we were just like laughing, like, oh my god, what do I do? Literally ran to the top of the stairs, and I remember this so clearly because my dad was sat downstairs. I thought my mum was down there, but she wasn't, and I literally shouted, Mum, I started my period. And I just remember my dad like, Emily, can you shut up? Like, I don't want to know that. So it was kind of out in the open anyway. My dad even knew, like, so yeah, it was easy, really easy to tell my mum. So if anybody ever feels worried about telling their parents they started the period, honestly, it's such a normal thing, and yeah, my mum was like, so? Like, cool. Here's the pad, put it on. Like, do you know what I mean? And then I remember I went to my friend Alex's house for New Year's Eve that night. And we told her mum, and Alex had just started her period too, so we were all chatting about pads and tampons and things like that. And it was just really nice and normal to have friends going through it at the same time. But obviously, I was quite young when I started my period, and I was also young when I got into a quite serious relationship. I mean, it's not serious anymore, like, whatever, things happened, and I'm now with Tom, and yeah. But at that age, it was quite serious, and I was with him for quite a long time. And when I was about 13, obviously me and my mum started having the chats about sex and awkward things like that. Luckily, I've always been very open with my mum, and yeah, I was quite young. I don't really want to talk about this because it's so personal, but I was quite young when things started to happen. Me and my friends, all my friends were too. I was kind of in a group of friends, and we were kind of friends with people in the year above, and yeah, things were happening and stuff like that. So obviously I told my mum everything, she knew everything, so it was only right and normal for me to start taking a pill. Basically, we went to the doctors and I got a pill. So whilst we're on the topic of periods and things like that, I'm just going to show you something that has helped me with periods. I'm going to talk to you about my implant, my pills, everything like that after, but I just want to show you something quickly. So, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to LILOVAS for sponsoring this part of the video. I will put their link down below so you guys can go and head over there and get what you want. But basically, obviously growing up and having periods, they're uncomfortable, they're horrendous, you have accidents, things like that. Like, honestly, it's a nightmare. The amount of knickers I've ruined, this could get too much information for you guys, but I don't really care. It's important for you guys to know. So yeah, the amount of pairs of knickers I've ruined and things like that in the past, and the paranoia you feel whilst you're trying to sleep knowing you're on your period and you don't want to wake up with period everywhere, especially when you're staying at your boyfriend's house and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, LILOVAS have saved my life. Don't know about anybody else if you've ever heard of them. If not, please go check out down below. But they've basically introduced something called period proof underwear. So what it is, you just wear your tampon as normal, you wear your pad as normal. I don't know if anybody wears anything, I think that's all you can possibly wear for a period. But you pop these pants on instead of your normal everyday pants. They are literally normal everyday pants. And it stops your period leaking through. So again, too much information. I have an implant which I'll go into more about, but I get very heavy periods. I only get them maybe once every 4 months, but they are very heavy. So sometimes the tampon doesn't hold it, basically. I know this is so gross, but these are amazing because it means that if maybe my pad does leak or my tampons do leak, it doesn't go into my trousers. So these are the pants. So they basically come in these little bags here, little plasticky bags, and you wouldn't even know that they're period proof pants. There's so many different designs, so many different colours, everything like that. Obviously these are a new pair, don't worry, I'm not showing you some dirty underwear. They come with a little hygiene thing in it, and yeah, so these are the ones that I would wear every single day I'm on my period because I only really wear thongs. Again, that's just personal preference. Even though I'm on my period, I still like to feel comfortable wearing a thong. So the front of it is like this, obviously. Just a normal thong, and then the back, again, is just normal. You can get these in pink, red, black, so many different colours. Again, I'll link it all down below so you can go and have a look. But yeah, they feel exactly the same as normal knickers. All I would say is they're a bit thicker here, obviously to stop the period soaking through, which is again the whole point in the knickers. But honestly, when you wear them, you would not even know that you have period proof underwear on. They feel just like normal knickers, they look like normal knickers, they're so stretchy, and honestly they're probably the most comfortable knickers that I wear. I don't really tend to wear them when I'm not on my period because obviously I want to keep them for when I am, because that's the whole point, but they are probably the comfiest pair of knickers that I have ever worn. And then, obviously when you're going to sleep and things like that, you don't want to have to worry about leaking and things like that. And I don't wear tampons overnight. My mum has always told me not to do that. I don't know about anybody else's mum, but she's got a big paranoia about sleeping in tampons overnight. So yeah, I will wear a pad overnight. However, sleeping in a thong and a pad doesn't give you the best protection of period leakage and things like that. So most people call these granny knickers, and yeah, they are absolutely huge, but honestly they're the most comfiest things to sleep in ever, especially when you're on your period. So they're just a big pair of pants, period pants, as most girls have a pair of these. They have a nice little detailing here to make them, again, just feel like nice normal pants. Again, they're nice and thick, so there is no leakage problems, girls. These are honestly Oh, I'm so sorry, that's so rude. Honestly, amazing. They're so comfortable and the material is kind of silky. Again, I wouldn't wear these on a day-to-day basis as they are quite big and I don't wear big knickers, but to bed when you're on your period, honestly, these are amazing. So, like I said, I will link LILOVA's website down below, and thank you again for them for sending me these because they are a true lifesaver. Honestly, I wouldn't lie to you guys. I know that these were sent to me, etc, 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 and it makes you think these things, but honestly I would not lie to you, and this is quite a personal topic, and yeah, honestly these have saved my life. And people will probably say, oh my god, as if she's like doing a video about that, that's so embarrassing. But it's not embarrassing, it's a normal part of life, and everybody has a period, and everybody that is a girl has these issues. So yeah, honestly these are amazing. They are quite pricey, however they are worth it. You can obviously wear them as many times as you want, pop them in the wash, they come out clean as anything. And yeah, so that is what I wanted to share with you there. So basically I'm just editing this video back, and I just wanted to add quickly that basically I'm explaining these pants as though you're wearing your tampon and your pad with them, as that is personally what I do. However, I just wanted to let you guys know that actually you can wear these on their own if you feel comfortable doing so, and they are completely fine to wear just on their own if you don't like wearing pads, if you don't like wearing tampons. I realise I've made it like my personal point of view and that I wear pads and tampons with them, which I do. However, you don't actually have to. They basically got 4 layers. I will try and insert here about what all the 4 layers do so that you are able to wear them without, basically. And yeah, basically they do say you should they recommend trying it at home first, because obviously if your period is quite heavy it might not work, and obviously you don't want any leakage or anything out in public. However, yeah, if you want to wear them without a pad and tampon, then that's absolutely fine to do so. Basically what they recommend is if you do wear them without a pad or tampon, they recommend that you actually rinse them in a sink first, rather than chucking them in with all of your other washing in the washing machine. So yeah, just rinse them under the tap in cold water and then chuck them in the washing machine after that. Also, one other thing to add about these pants, they are actually like really good for the world, pretty much. Obviously if you're carrying on wearing your pads and tampons, they're not really so much. However, pads and tampons actually take 500 to 800 years to decompose, and these pants obviously you don't need to decompose them. So yeah, again, if you're not using the pads and tampons with them, you are actually making the world a better place. I just wanted to add that in. And now shall we talk a little bit about contraception, implants, pills, things like that. So yeah, like I said, I was quite young when I got into my first relationship. I was very open with my mum and everything like that, so she knew when things were happening, when things had started happening, things like that. Yeah, so from a young age I started staying around his house and things like that. So things were bound to happen, and they did, but obviously my mum knew. However, to be safe, and obviously because I'd started my period and things, it's obviously safe to start taking a pill or taking contraception and things like that. So, also saying that, I didn't just go on the pill for contraception. My periods were horrendous, as to this day they are. I get the worst period pains, the worst cramps, everything like that, but basically I'll tell you in a little while about what's changed my life. However, yeah, so I started taking a pill. I can't remember exactly what it's called. However, I started getting really ill from it. Well, we didn't know it was from the pill. I just started getting very ill. I started passing out. I started throwing up. I didn't get period pains as such. I didn't really get a period. It was the pill where you constantly take it so you don't have a break. However, I was getting very ill. So I then stopped eating. For some reason, I don't really know why, but this kind of moment's a bit of a blur to me. I don't really remember not eating. I don't really remember being as skinny as I was. I'll try and insert a picture of what happened to me when I was taking this pill. Obviously there is a lot of side effects. Some people put on weight, some people lose weight, some people get spots, some people's skin clears up. Everybody is different, but yeah, this pill really stopped me from eating, stopped me from, I don't really know, honestly I can't remember, but I just remember my mum used to burn mental on me because I wouldn't eat, and I'll try and insert a picture of how skinny I got. It wasn't exactly the nicest thing, but luckily we scrapped that pill and went back to the doctors and got another one. So this one I started having a break with. However, when I was having my breaks, I would get migraines. My symptoms of a period would be worse. My skin was horrendous. Honestly, I would be rolling around my bed so uncomfortably in pain because of this pill, and things like that. I've always had small boobs. Don't get me wrong, I've always had small boobs. But this pill kind of made my boobs swell a lot. However, when I'd have my break, they would go back down. So obviously it's not healthy for your boobs to be swelling up and then shrinking back down. Obviously when I'm on my period, my boobs do swell up. However, it was the other way round. When I was taking the pill, my boobs were swelling up, and then as I was on my period, they went back down. So yeah, I then stopped taking that pill because it wasn't working for me. Honestly, I've been going on and off pills for years and years and years. However, when I got to 15, we went back to the doctors because I'd been off the pill for a couple of months because it just was not working for me. However, my period was horrendous pain and things like that. So I got the implant. So I'm going to show you now because I have had 2 since then. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the scar and where my new one is. So that dot there, here, this tiny little dot there, that is the scar from my old implant, and then the bigger scar on top is where my implant is now. So if you can see, there is 2 tiny little white scars, the old one and the new one. When I got the implant, no one in my family had ever had it, so we didn't really know much about it, but me and my mum just thought it was the best thing to get done, as I didn't have to worry about taking a pill, and I'd heard that people that couldn't take a pill got the implant and it helped them. So yeah, obviously we went to the doctors and got the implant fitted, and unfortunately the doctor we had that fitted my implant didn't really know much about the implant. As we went in, we were asking questions and things like that. She couldn't really answer them, she didn't really speak, she literally just whacked the implant in and I was out. And basically you get a, what's the word, anaesthetic injection before, which is supposed to numb your arm. She asked if my arm was numb. My arm was completely not numb at all. I could feel everything that she was doing to my arm. However, when I said no, she did the implant anyway. So yeah, that was quite painful because I could feel everything she was doing. So yeah, that wasn't really a pleasant experience getting that put in, but I had that for 2 years, and yeah, it did really help. I didn't really get a period. I could walk around knowing that my period was probably going to come once every 4 months, and I knew when it was coming because my boobs would go really sore. I would get a couple of spots. I tend to get a headache, but that would happen for about 3 days, and then I would have maybe 3 days with nothing, and then my period would come. So when my boobs started aching, I kind of knew I had a week until my period was going to start. So yeah, I had that for 2 years. And yeah, it was amazing. It really did help. I didn't get any spots, really. Everything was great. However, my body didn't start to feel weird. I just felt like I needed a break. The implant lasts for 3 years. However, after about 2 years, I just wanted to get it taken out so I could give my body a little bit of a break to have a proper period, because the periods I were having weren't proper periods. They were just like a tiny little bit of blood, basically. I have got a new implant which is completely different now. So yeah, I wasn't really having a period, so I just wanted to give my body a bit of a break, flush everything out and that kind of thing. So yeah, I went and got my implant taken out. However, getting it taken out really put me off. So then I was kind of like, oh crap, like I'm gonna want this put back in a couple of months. However, like I'm not going through that again, and obviously the experience I had getting it in, I just didn't want to do it again. So I basically went maybe 6 or 7 months without any contraception or any pill or implant or anything like that, about half a year, to get my body back to normal. And in that time I didn't really have a period, because obviously it takes your body a while to get back to normal. The past 2 or 3 months that I didn't have my implant, I did have a normal period. So the pains were horrendous, and I remember on Christmas Eve I was at work and I threw up and I nearly fainted, and the pain was horrendous, and it reminded me of why I had my implant put in the first place. So basically after Christmas Eve, that was it. It was after Christmas, I think it was 1st of January, 2nd of January, I rang the doctor straight away. I was like, I need my implant put back in right now, because it was just horrendous. So yeah, there's quite a long waiting list for an implant, but I just kind of told them I need this. Like, I was really not feeling well, throwing up and stuff like that. It was giving me time off work and stuff like that. So yeah, went back to the doctors, had my consultation, because you have to have it even if you've already had the implant before. And then a couple of weeks later I went back and got my implant put back in, which is the bigger scar on top there. So now I have my implant. I've had it back in since March, I think. I got it out in about May. Oh god, so I didn't really have, so I got it out in May 2018 and I got it put back in March 2019. So I almost had no period thing for a year, pretty much. I thought it was about 6 or 7 months, but actually it was more 9 or 10. And yeah, honestly, I get a period maybe once every 3 or 4 months and it's so heavy. It is draining, it's horrendous, but having it only once every 3 or 4 months makes it worth it. So yeah, the implant I would definitely recommend, and that is my choice of contraception. Not everybody agrees with the implant. Luckily I get no side effects. My skin is incredible at the minute. I don't get headaches anymore, I don't get stomach pains anymore. The only thing I'll say I get is a bit of bloating and a heavy period when I do eventually have the period, but it makes it worth it. And yeah, like I said, those knickers save your life, so I definitely recommend getting them. But yeah, obviously my brain speaks for itself, and I don't want to put anybody off having the pill because everybody is different. Some of my friends wouldn't dream of getting the implant, but I wouldn't dream of ever going back on a pill. So obviously everyone is different. So I plan to have this in my arm now for 3 years. Yeah, I am now set for the next 3 years. Obviously once I've had children it'll be different. My mum has a coil. I know a lot of older people have a coil, so I may result in getting that. Yeah, I'm definitely staying away from pills for the rest of my life because my body just does not work with them. However, a lot of my friends have been taking the pill for their whole teenage years and it's been fine. I know that my sister started taking it when she was about 13 and she's now 22 and she's just stopped taking it, so she's been taking it for almost 10 years and she never had an issue with it. Like, she was absolutely fine. But yeah, that is just my personal preference. I don't want to put anybody off. I don't want to change anyone's opinions. I don't want you to all think you need to go and get the implant because obviously everybody is different, and I'm talking so fast. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and have this chat with you guys because obviously everybody loved the last video, and I think it's important that girls that are younger and girls that don't maybe have anyone to talk to about periods know that it's normal and everyone is different. And I think that's the most important part of this, that everybody is different. Please don't listen to what your friends say. Please don't think this is normal, that is normal, this is wrong, anything like that, because everybody has a different body and everybody is different basically. And I know this sounds so cringy and so like, oh, blah, blah. But honestly, like, the best thing I ever did was just be myself and not listen to anybody else, because none of my friends really had the implant. I was the only one I really knew with it, but I just bit the bullet and went for it because it's what I needed, and I'm so grateful that I did because it's been amazing for my body. But yeah, I did want to just come on here and have a little chat because I thought it would be nice for younger girls to know these kind of things and have someone be able to talk to them about it if they didn't. Even if they did, just hearing someone else's point of view and letting you guys know about what I do and stuff like that. And I know it's been a bit personal, it might have been a bit too much info at times. However, I'm very open, and if anybody has any questions, you know I will always be more than happy. But yeah, obviously please don't think that because I was so young when I had my period and got pills and things like that, that you need to be that age. Like, honestly, everybody is so different, like so different. And I obviously only started getting a pill because I was on my period at a young age and things like that, but I know girls that didn't start until 16, 17, so honestly I wouldn't worry. But yeah, I hope this video has been informative and helped you guys and giving you a bit of an insight into my body basically. But yeah, please go and check out LILOVA's website down below. Honestly, it will change your life. I know that sounds so stupid because it's a pair of knickers, but when I'm on my period, I know I feel paranoid, I know I feel stressed, I know I hate being on my period. However, these knickers, honestly, you just forget that you're on your period because you don't have to think, oh, if I leaked, oh, do I need to do that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it just takes a lot of pressure and a lot of stress off your body and your mind as you're on your period. So, it's been a quite long video, so I think I'm going to shut up now because probably bored you all. But I really hope this video has helped even just one of you. That's all I aim to do. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below, obviously, if you want to. If you like these videos, please do let me know and give me some topics that you want me to chat about, because, like I said, I'm an open person. I'm more than happy to chat about anything. So, yeah, nothing phases me. So, let me know what you want me to chat about, and I will defo do it because I don't really care. And I will see you very, 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 very soon for another video. Ciao!